Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy T for 365 Horror, and this is a horror movie discovery channel. I am just here to put as many horror movies on your watch list as possible. And in today's video, we are going to be looking at 10 brand new releases for you guys to watch and stream today. So let's get into it right now. Now we are going to get into the video, but before we do, I've got to remind you guys to please like and subscribe if you like this content. Also, this video is best watched with a movie tracker. I like to use Letterboxd. It's just the easiest way to keep track of the movies that you've seen and want to see. And lastly, these are just a preview. These are not recommendations. If you want some recommendations, look at the Every Movie I Watched in a Month series or my You Should Watch series. But with that, let's get right into some new movies. The first movie we're going to look at this week is a horror sci-fi movie called The Deadly Swarm, and it's available on VOD Digital. A group of friends attend a medical trial retreat run by the suspicious Dr. Feldman. They soon discover the shocking secret of why they are there. It is directed by David Gregory. Okay, after watching the trailer for The Deadly Swarm, this movie looked okay in the start. I mean, the acting was kind of meh, and it seemed like it had a decent build-up. Where this one ended up going off the rails for me was when we saw the Swarm. The CGI for the Swarm looks horrific, and as soon as we saw some of the crisis acting, the mask definitely started to slip, and the movie started to look a lot worse. It sucks because I hate bugs, so insect horror movies do tend to make me squirm quite a bit. And this one did look like it had some good blood and gore in it, but it just wasn't enough. I'm probably going to skip this one on my watch list.
Welcome to the first ever of its kind clinical trial for colds and flus. My name is Dr. Feldman. This evening, you will meet with the others.
Yeah, what exactly is going to be happening over the next few days?
Next, we're going to take a look at a horror thriller named Dagr, and it's available on VOD Digital. Fame-seeking YouTubers find themselves in a paranormal nightmare when the advert team they are stealing from awakens a murderous occultist from the past. It is directed by Matthew Butler Hart. Okay, after watching the trailer for Dagr, this looks like a good found footage film. To start, it looks like they have a good mix of shaky cam and steady cam, which is always welcome for me in a found footage. The acting looks decent, and the movie most definitely looks quite eventful. Now, the paranormal bits we see are creepy, and it looks like it has a lot of jump scares and some good blood in it. I'm going to be putting this one on my watch list.
We've got loads of cameras for this.
Hey guys, we've made it.
Spy cams galore. It's gonna be so sick!
Oh my god. Look at all of this stuff.
Matt!
What is that?
I want to go.
Next, we're going to take a look at a straight movie called Festival of the Living Dead, and it's available on Tubi. While attending a festival to commemorate the original zombie attack, Ash and her friends encounter the living dead and must fight back or be devoured. It is directed by Jen and Sylvia Soska. Okay, after watching the trailer for Festival of the Dead, this looks like an okay-ish zombie movie. I like the high school clique element in this one, as I do like that angle in my horror movies, and I also didn't mind the setting, as a zombie outbreak at a music festival feels different enough. This one could end up being a pretty bloody fun romp with good music, depending on your music tastes. I think I'll throw this one on the watch list.
Watch out!
There was a guy literally right in the middle of the road. We can't just stay here. We need to get help.
Hello, is anyone there?
What the hell happened here?
Next, we're going to take a look at a horror thriller called Foreclosure 2, and it's available on VOD Digital.
Open the door! I'm not asking!
A new family moves into a neighborhood in hopes of meeting the ghost that lives in their home. It is directed by Brett Bentman. Unfortunately, after watching the trailer for Foreclosure 2, I wasn't exactly overly impressed. What does give me hope is it is a supernatural story, and I do love those, as I do find them kind of creepy, but unfortunately it just didn't do anything to really build any of that sense of creep or scare in the trailer. Most of the supernatural scenes that we did see, they weren't executed in an overly scary way. Now, the tension may play out differently in the film, but for being an overly cliche kind of just ghost story, I don't think that there's enough creeps and scares in this one for me. It's going to be a watch last on my watch list.
Here we are, come on in. This house has 4 bedrooms. This area used to be the hottest home market for years. Everyone wanted to move to the street with all the haunted houses.
Next, we're going to take a look at a straight horror movie called Lowlifes, and it's available on Tubi.
All y'all are monsters!
The survival instincts of a road-tripping family are put to the test when they have no other choice but to stay the night at a remote homestead. It is directed by Tesh Gudakonda and Mitch Oliver. Okay, after watching the trailer for Lowlifes, this looks like a good hillbilly horror flick. Now, full caveat, I had actually already heard from a viewer that this movie was super bloody and brutal, so I'm already excited and looking forward to it. And it does seem that way from the trailer as well, because what we do see is pretty brutal and could be disturbing. Also, overall, I did like the production and it did seem like it was acted well. I'm glad that we could finally get to this movie, and I'm looking forward to putting it on my watch list.
Tell me, where y'all from?
We live in Calabasas.
Well, we ain't had genuine visitors here in years.
Maybe we could just use your telephones?
We got gas, honey!
Next, we're going to take a look at a horror thriller called Disappear Completely, and it's available on Netflix. After visiting a crime scene, an ambitious and insensitive tabloid crime photographer falls victim to a mysterious illness that makes him lose, one by one, his 5 senses. It is directed by Luis Javier Henane. After watching the trailer for Disappear Completely, this looks like a really good Spanish horror flick. I really did enjoy the premise, and it just looks gory with plenty of creepy scenes. The acting and budget seem top-notch, and even though this one is subtitled, I can still tell that it's just acted well. I loved a lot of the delusions that the main character ended up having, and I just can't wait to really see what this illness does to him. I'm putting this one on my watch list.
La empleada que lo encontró dice que enloqueció. Se lo estaban comiendo las ratas.
Next, we're going to look at a straight horror movie called Love Will Tear Us Apart, and it's available on VOD Digital. Wakaba saves her classmate Koki, who is being bullied. From then on, people who are involved with Wakaba are killed one after another. When the murderer is found out, Wakaba realizes what true love is. It is directed by Kenichi Ugana. Okay, after watching the trailer for Love Will Tear Us Apart, this looks like a good bloody slasher. It looks to be another foreign film this week, but personally, I don't really mind subtitles. The premise did seem a little bit run-of-the-mill, but you're definitely going to get some good brutality out of this one. I'm also intrigued about the character's training. Being a big martial arts movies fan is always like a training scene, so I'm wondering if this movie's going to turn into some sort of revenge film. I wouldn't be too upset if it did, because those always end up being brutal and gory. I'm gonna throw this one on my watch list. Next, we're gonna take a look at a drama horror movie called In Flames, and it's available on VOD Digital. After the death of the family patriarch, a mother and daughter's precarious existence is ripped apart. They must find strength in each other if they are to survive the malevolent forces that threaten to engulf them. It is directed by Zarar Khan. Okay, after watching the trailer for In Flames, it seems kind of weird that in 1 week we'd get 3 international horrors, but thankfully they all look good. When I was watching this one, all I could think of is this looks like a really good art house style drama horror. I like the premise, and I think we're going to get a kind of more cultural look in this one, which is kind of interesting. The budget and acting looked really good, and I thought that the trailer did a great job of building a good mystery. This one comes off that it might be kind of weird, but profound. So I'm putting In Flames on my watch list.
नमाज की पाबंद है आप 5 वक्त की नमाज रोज़ा हज ज़कात ईमान की कमजोरी को दूर करता है.
Next, we're going to look at a horror thriller called Bloodline Killer, and it's available on VOD Digital. Bloodline is a terrifying horror thriller that follows Myra Cole, who endeavors to rebuild her shattered life after the murder of her family at the hands of a deranged and obsessed cousin. It is directed by Ante Novakovic. So after watching the trailer for Bloodline Killer, I'm definitely liking the cast in this one. You get Shawnee Smith from Saw, and you get Taryn Manning from Orange is the New Black, and I mean, you also get Tyrese, who isn't even listed as one of the top 3 stars in this movie. Ouch. But either way, I would like to believe that none of these 3 would sign on to a movie that wasn't good. But unfortunately, it's 2024 and money does exist. What made me nervous is nothing was really jumping out at me here, even though it does have a high-powered cast. But even though it looks completely run-in-the-mill, classics and food still can be amazing if done well. I'm really hoping that there's more than meets the eye on this one, so I'm going to reluctantly throw it on my watch list.
Skeleton
is dead.
You never found his body.
Lastly, we're going to look at a straight horror called Infested, and it's available on Shudder. Residents of a rundown French apartment building battle against an army of deadly, rapidly reproducing spiders. It is directed by Sebastian Vanasek. Okay, after watching the trailer, the first thing I want to say is it is definitely International Horror Week here on 365. After watching the trailer for Infested, this looks like a pretty good animal horror film. The group of friends cast looks interesting, and there are tons of shit that make me itch in this trailer. The CGI on the spiders looked okay in this one, even though you only get some brief glimpses of them while they are big, and that's where I thought maybe it looked like it could actually look a little bit more questionable. But like I said, it was very brief glimpses, and there is tons of creepy crawly in this one. Plus, some of the spider bite victims in the trailer looked horrific, so I'm really hoping that we get some good gore in this one. By the end of the trailer, I was already seeing shit out of the corner of my eye or feeling like something was crawling on me, so I can tell that this is going to be effective in that regard. This looks like an uncomfortably good watch, and I'm going to throw it on my watch list.
Oh, c'est quoi tout ça, lui, là? Quoi, ça t'intéresse, les bestioles? Oh, mais ça m'intéresse à mort.
Fais gaffe quand même, hein.
T'inquiète, je te dis, moi, je suis un pro. Je te ramène à la maison. Let's go.
Well, guys, that's going to do it for another week of brand new releases here on 365. I hope you guys found some good movies for your watch list, and if you like this content, please like and subscribe for more. If I did have to make some picks this week, it's going to be way too hard to only have 2 picks, so I'm going to have to go with the first pick being Dagr. It just looked like a good, creepy found footage. Can't wait for that one. My next pick is going to be Lowlifes, because after hearing from people just how brutal this movie is, I'm really excited to check it out. I also thought Love Will Tear Us Apart looked pretty good, even though, again, it is subtitled. It just looked like a good, gory slasher. Lots of good kills in that one. I also thought In Flames looked kind of good. I don't know, it just looks like an art house drama horror. I love those, especially when they're just weird and profound and heavy, and this looks like a movie that could fit that bill. And then the last movie I would have to pick this week is Infested. It just looks like a super creepy crawly movie. It looked like I would be itching out of my skin, out of my seat, so that is definitely something I'm looking forward to, and those are going to be my picks this week. Well, guys, I'm going to say one last final goodbye as I get out of here. I've got a lot of horror movies to watch, so I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.